Ask 10 lawyers whether LinkedIn is worth their time, and you'll get 10 different answers, and most of them are only half right because the honest answer depends entirely on what kind of law you practice. If you run a personal injury, criminal defense, or family law practice, most of your clients come through referrals, other attorneys, past clients, probably people in your network who already trust you, not by scrolling LinkedIn. For that kind of practice, LinkedIn isn't a lead generation channel. You'll meet somebody at a conference, maybe a bar event, a CLE, and LinkedIn is where that relationship stays alive between the handshake and the next time you actually need each other. The goal is staying the name that comes to mind when someone in your network hears about a case that they can't take, not generating leads directly. Now, the flip side is if you run a practice that sells directly to businesses, commercial litigation, employment defense, anything like where the actual buyer is a company executive who spends real time on LinkedIn professionally, the platform can do more than stay top of mind. It can actually generate real direct interest because your actual client is sitting there during business hours. Now, here's a mistake I see constantly with attorneys, and it kills the whole strategy before it even starts. A lawyer will build a LinkedIn presence and then start mixing in posts about a completely unrelated side venture, like a product they're launching, a hobby business, anything outside the actual practicing of law. And every one of those posts dilutes the one thing LinkedIn is supposed to be doing for you, making sure people remember exactly what you do and who to send it to. Pick the identity that you want people to remember and protect it. A scattered presence just makes you forgettable for the one thing that actually matters. It doesn't make you impressive to be well rounded. Now, a few fixes to your actual profile probably matter more than most attorneys think. Your headline should say plainly what you do, who you help, and don't fill it with a bunch of buzzwords. Your photo should be real, current, and a recognizable picture of you. And if the platform, like LinkedIn does, offers a identity verification, use it because it's just one more small signal that you're exactly who you say you are. And while we're on the topic of your profile, your About section should read like your actual story. Why you do this work, not a resume rewritten in the third person. People remember stories, they skim resumes. So when it comes to what you actually post on LinkedIn, the biggest mistake is going to be leading with the lesson instead of a story. A post that opens with a tip reads like advice from a stranger. A post that opens with a specific moment, a real case, a real conversation, a real outcome, and only then arrives at the lesson reads like something worth remembering. Save the insight for the end, earn it with the story first. And if you don't need to post daily to make this work, by the way, a single strong post once a week that actually says something specific will outperform 7 generic ones every single day because consistency of quality matters more than frequency. I'll tell you, no one unfollows a lawyer for posting once a week. People tune out a feed that never says anything worth stopping for. So here's the connection most lawyers make, and it's the reason I think about LinkedIn differently than most people who probably share information like this. Everything that makes a LinkedIn presence work, a clear, consistent identity, a real verified profile, an actual story instead of generic claims, is the exact kind of signal that determines whether AI tools trust you enough to recommend you when someone asks, who's the best attorney in my city. I'll tell you, a scattered thin LinkedIn presence and a scattered thin set of directory profiles comes from the same root problem. A firm that's disciplined about one is usually disciplined about the other. And a firm that's sloppy about one is almost always sloppy about both. So this is why you need to treat your LinkedIn presence as one more piece of the same authority system you're already building everywhere else. It's not a separate project, and the work reinforces itself instead of competing for your attention. LinkedIn isn't going to replace your referral network, and for most practices, it was never supposed to. Use it right, and it will keep you top of mind with the people you are already sending you cases. And it adds just one more consistent, verifiable signal to everything else, proving you're exactly who you say you are. If you found this video useful, be sure to hit subscribe and the like button. There's a new video coming up next.